Tell me when, cut me in.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we're out here putting flyers out today for doing orders for the curb number, and this is the single most effective system that we can offer you as a company. It's legal to put flyers on the garbage cans. This is the first thing I'll say. You might get a call from a garbage company that's a smaller one saying, "Hey, you can't do this," but you can. Where no law exists, one can't be made. They can't tell you can't do something if there's not a law against it. So that's step one. Step two is here's the flyer. We've got it right here. It's all ready to go. And what people do is they fill this out and they stick it back out on their door the next day. So the next day I'm going to come back around after I put these out and check it. Now, once I start, I want to make sure that I have put on my sunscreen. Yes, the back of your hand can get ruined if your arms are covered, the side of your face, so forth. I've brought my beverages. I have them in the back seat right there. Some food to eat. I know where the porta potties are, so I don't have to stop. I'm very organized and ready to go. If I stop every hour and spend 15 minutes doing something else, I get out 200 to 210 flyers an hour instead of 300 flyers an hour. I already have to take breaks and so forth, so I am going to end up at about an average of 250 an hour. Doing what I do right now is 250 flyers an hour at this speed. I don't have to drive crazy. I don't have to drive dangerous. I don't have to drive like a jerk. I just have to pay attention. What do I have to pay attention for? Obviously, I have to pay attention to cars coming, people pulling out of the driveway, kids on bicycles, particularly little kids. There's a real risk sometimes they just come out of nowhere. So when I'm doing this, if I'm going to talk on my phone, unless it's hands-free, or if I'm going to text somebody or stuff like that, don't try to do it while you're driving. Have some common sense. And as I'm putting them out here, again, we're going at this rate. The thing that I want to point out that's really important is there's a specific area. You can put these flyers on the lid or on the front of the garbage cans, but don't put them on the sides, like right here. Like this looks like it's a matter of convenience. It's not. The garbage can is going to be picked up by a grabber. The grabber is going to grab it right there, and it's going to rip your flyer up, and then you're not going to get a flyer out to anyone. Here's a little section where.
So the tape that we use is bought at Home Depot. It's rough surface tape. It sticks really good. This tape needs to stick to the garbage cans and then be taken off the garbage can by the customer and then be taped back to their door when they order it. And so you want that really sticky tape. When you put it on the garbage can, all you need to do is one good push and it will stay even when the garbage man comes around. And
okay, so now another thing I want to add to that is we're going through a section here where there's no garbage cans out for 3 or 4 or 5 houses. I used to think in particular, obviously people come and take the garbage cans in as the day goes on, which has probably happened to a few houses here. But there's also sections you go, some parts of the country you can put these out on mailboxes, and then you drive the next day and they're still sticking on the mailboxes because the people are home, the house was empty, they were out of town. Or weren't home, I'm sorry, the house was empty or they were out of town or something. And so a lot of the houses, a lot of the time that you think, gosh, they've taken the garbage cans in already, I'm not going to bother with this. Well, this might have been the first side of the first road that they did, earliest in the morning. And so this one little strip is, they're all in or whatever. You're going to run into this if you're doing a meaningful amount of garbage cans. Now, one of the other things that we want to talk about that I feel is extremely important are start times. These garbage cans are, what time is it right now? It is 12:03, and we're still able to do this. Typically, somewhere between 11:30 and 12:30, the garbage cans are all going to start coming in. And I'm going to cheat and put them on the mailboxes here. I'm gonna. That's why it's easier to put them on the garbage can. You don't do that. You're far away from the curbs. But typically, you want to be out somewhere between 7:30 and 8 or 9 in the mornings, particularly in the summer times, because then you're out before the garbage man is out, and you're not competing with the garbage man for space. I said that wrong, didn't I? We'll have to edit out that. Typically, you want to be out before the garbage man is out, and the reason that you want to be out that early is once he starts grabbing the cans and the cans come in, then that's it. They're done. And there's an old number. Just swing around for a second. That's a good old one right there. Just to show you, we didn't put those website things on the bottom after 2015, and that's a 2015 number, so it's 6 years old. We warranty them for 5 years. You'll find most of the time that the numbers last a really long time unless somebody just repetitively smacks them with their car and so forth. But mostly they live a good long time, so people are happy with the product.
So when he's grabbing the flyer with his tape, first of all, he's using his finger and keeping a tail on the tape. Like so that when you go back to the tape, you don't have to sit there and fiddle with it, so that saves a lot of time. And then when the flyer is in his right hand, he pushes it with his thumb onto the paper so that he knows that the tape is secured to the paper.
And so on that note, I don't think we discussed this in this take right here. You want it to be really stuck to the paper, because otherwise somebody grabs the flyer and the tape sticks to the garbage can, so they don't grab it as one, and then they have to take an extra step or motion or whatever to make the thing happen. So stick well to the paper, stick gently to the garbage can. So it's easy for the tape to release from the garbage can and hard for the tape to release from the flyer.
Yep, so people just grab the flyer off the garbage can and they don't have to fight it.
Yeah, anything that you do that can agitate people, make the system run slower, or any of those other things, you want to avoid it at all costs. And again, these are that one's a little beat up, but that was because the street sweeper got it. I remember doing all these houses right here.
And so when you're out flyering, you want to watch the curbs, because sometimes you'll be in an area and then all of a sudden there's no curbs, and so you want to keep an eye out, because you'll put out a bunch of flyers for no reason if there's no curb.
What was I going to say? I don't know. All right, that's probably good. I think we covered everything, I guess.